Welcome to Albion TV presents the AO Daily Show, your source of real news in an unreal world, keeping up to date on the latest news, events, and the great community of Albion Online. Today is the 7th of April, 2020, and I am your host, Shozen, and with me today, as always, is my co-host, Bogul, who is currently self-quarantining. How you doing, Bogul?
I've been self-quarantining for the last 1.5 months, I would say. I think I just came back from China, and then I came back. I was like, all right, let's go outside. Oh wait, dang it.
Yeah. I feel like you were quarantined in China, and as soon as you got back, they're like, "Oh, he's back! Everybody get inside."
It wasn't me.
Yeah.
Not don't. But what's
moving
up,
on.
sir? What's up on the show today?
We have news from last week. Last week was a big news week. We're going to go through all of that real quick, hit on each one of the big notes from the week. We have a little bit of news for this week, and we'll talk about that. We just had an interview.
Oh, you want to go lead with this? Okay.
Well, I feel like we'll give a quick teaser on this. Yeah, we just had an interview with Robin Hankis, the lead game developer. What is he called?
I think the title is game director. Yeah.
Game director. Yeah. I need a director around here to point me in the right direction sometimes. But yeah, we talked with him for a couple of hours, and we got at least an hour plus of that recorded. And he dropped a lot of really big information on that. And I believe at one point he said, I'm telling you guys too much stuff right now. We're going to have to change topic. Pretty much is what he said to us when we were talking about the Roads of Avalon. He's like, we've been talking about this for 35 minutes, and I've told you guys way too much. So, yeah, we know more about the Roads of Avalon. You will know more about the Roads of Avalon tomorrow. In the first part of our interview series, we will be going over that.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about some of the other things we have going on. Last week, Bogul, was a fame boost.
That's over.
It's over now. Yeah, you can't get that anymore. It's over. The markets went crazy. People made lots and lots of money. It was a good time for all who were involved. I was a little bit involved. I had some fun. I did a little bit of faming. We did a lot of newbie faming, didn't we, Bogle?
Yes, sir. We did, I think, 2 shows specifically for that, and we sort of figured out how we want to proceed with our newbie content shows in the future. But yeah, the noobs got a bunch of experience. We would have got 1, 2, 3 English. See, I haven't done a stream in a while. I haven't talked for a long time, sir.
It's been a whole 3 days.
Is broken. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I wanted to say we did a bunch of shows, newbie shows specifically, and we're kind of happy with that, how it works. We had great cooperation from not only the Newbie Alliance, but we are hoping for some new partners in the future. I think we have Bacons in the talks.
Yeah, I'm going to sprinkle some bacon on it this week. I don't know if they're going to show up tomorrow yet. We are in the talks. It took me longer to find the time to actually get in touch with Bacon and figure out how we would make this happen, but he thinks it's going to be a pretty easy transition. We'll be able to do it, and they will at least show up for something this week. They might not be as well organized as the Brave Newbies, who, I mean, when it comes to getting new players involved, they're pretty top notch. But yeah, Bacon's this week, either tomorrow or Friday. I'm not exactly sure when. We're aiming for tomorrow. We might put it off until Friday because it does take a little bit of work. It's not the easiest thing to do to get people together to give stuff away for brave new players.
I mean, I guess, and that's our shout out, right? That's our call for more guilds to join us and our new player teaching effort. We're looking for more partner guilds to hop on with us and sort of do our newbie show where we just basically get a bunch of noobs into fame form groups for like T4 dungeons in yellow zones. And that might get you some recruits for your guilds. But it's basically just a nice teaching effort. And if you are interested, or if you know somebody who is interested in joining us, then get in touch with Shozen or I, and then we will see how we can fit you in. But in terms of news, last week was pretty busy. It was the start of the month. We had like 5, 6, 7 different news pieces drop. On Monday, we had The Alliance restrictions test announcement, findings and next steps. I briefly showed it on screen already to tell everybody who Robin Henkes is, Eltharion, the game director. But he posted on Monday Alliance restrictions test findings and next steps. We have been talking about this Alliance thing for quite a while. And now
we've been doing a lot of tests. Yeah, a new one, a new test, just a little bit more. So what they're going to do is take a percentage of the daily value of the energy that you would get, and instead of giving it to you on the daily, on the last day of the season, not the last day of the invasion period. So you have 30 days between invasions, or actually I think it's like 27 days between invasion periods, and you kind of, the last day right before it, all of that energy that was stored up, say off of that percentage that was cut off every day, is given away at one time. So whoever owns it at the end will get a large chunk of energy and season points, right? Isn't that what that is?
At least that's the plan. That's the current proposal. And that's, I think, expected for the next season 9. And I think they're currently right in the midst of planning or finalizing the rule set for season 9. I know there's a little bit of talk already in regards to, changing up the rewards for season 9 already. That was on the roundtable, but that's, I think, not finalized yet. That's just for input, so I don't want to share it as of now. But that might make it around. It's not super special. It's just some feedback. Yeah, they're looking at changing up the rewards a little bit on the top end, but the final rule set aren't put together yet. So nothing
is final, Bogul. Yeah. We live in a living, breathing, ever-changing MMO. Nothing is ever final. Remember final beta?
No, I'm getting
final beta was not final beta. Final beta had 2 more phases after final beta.
Yeah.
It's like you can't call things final beta.
Don't remind me, sir.
So many great names in Albion. On Tuesday, what did we do? We had our Newsday show, and we plugged an interview that we did with iCamp-A-Lot the previous week.
Yeah.
We went over Invasion Day. We had a really good Invasion Day. Well, actually, we hinted that Invasion Day. I'm confused. No, that was the day after Invasion Day, right, Bogul?
I think so.
That was because we didn't have an Invasion Day this weekend. All this bleeds together, Bogul, on these Newsday Tuesdays. It starts to meld together like some kind of giant news pot. It's like, it's a stew of news. No, Invasion was a full 2 weeks ago, or full week ago. Oh my God.
Yes.
It was 10 days ago.
So some time ago we had Invasion. We talked about it. We remember that EU Invasion was pretty awesome. We saw the new disarray in action for the first time. NA was kind of sleepy, like sometimes in the past. And it was nice to see some of the territories reshuffle, some ownership getting turned around, and I think we will take a look at the current map as well at the end of the show to see who owns what and how's the last 2 weeks been going there.
Yeah, there's definitely one significant change that happened on the map over Invasion weekend, so we will definitely talk about that. Some people moved around. There was a lot of shifting of alliances, so that was interesting. We'll talk about that a little bit if we have time. But on Wednesday, we had a big news day. Wednesday was a big news day. Bogul, they showed us, we had the Hunter's Challenge returning. We got an alpaca skin, which meant cute. Alpaca party.
Yes.
Alpaca gang. Yeah, there's a lot of alpacaing right now. People are enjoying the alpaca. It looks good. I like it. I wish those tabards on it, though, would change color. Let's see. Guntervak. Wasn't that on the 1st?
I think that's Wednesday. Yeah, the 1st was Wednesday. because of the Queen Patch 9 that dropped on that day, we not only got some fishing stuff, but we also had, because of the special occasion of that very April Fool's Day,
April Fool's Day.
we got to listen to a theme song cover by an up-and-coming Berlin avant-garde artist. Last time, I scared away half of Twitch chat by playing this.
When you're playing it.
Yeah.
And I think we're going to do it again. Can we do it again? Can we do it again?
The inspiration for his work: oat milk, daily yoga and meditation, and a constant state of existential crisis. Enjoy Günther Wachs.
It's very similar to my own life, to be honest. Although it's almond milk.
Smoothing, isn't it?
It's good stuff.
We considered putting this at the beginning of every daily show.
I still think that we should. I think this is at least at the end of every episode. Right before we raid people.
Beautiful.
It's good stuff. It's good stuff. It's like the guy knows his music.
He has his own YouTube channel if you want to follow, by the way.
It's a YouTube channel.
Günther Wach Music.
How many songs he got?
One.
Well, that's probably because he's an up-and-coming artist instead of a well-established hero of musical talent. Oh.
That's it. Beautiful. Beautiful.
All right. On that note, we do have a raffle open, and you can get some free gold for listening to that song. So please enter the raffle. I'm going to pull one soon just for all the people who just made it through that tune.
And of course, that's the weekly reminder that we will play literally anything you will send us. So if you have war declarations, if you have random videos that are at least somewhat Albion related.
Yeah, they have to. Let's be really careful on those those videos, because we do try to watch them to make sure that we won't play anything you send us.
Okay.
We'll play it doesn't have to be good. But it has to, there is a video right now that's going around of some members of our community going on to another streamer's stream. I guess this is a little bit of a PSA, and they somehow convinced this young lady that they should be on the headset with her, and they used some colorful language that basically drove her right out of our community.
Boo.
And
boo.
Yeah, boo Duratine, boo Duratine, boo. Thanks, man. Poor sportsmanship. And on that note, let's pull a raffle, Bogul.
Okay. Let's see, what else did we have last week? Well, we mentioned it, patch 9. We had some great improvements to fishing. Now you no longer have to fail at fishing to get seaweed. That also crashed the seaweed prices. That was not nice. We are also getting a hint that apparently there is supposed to be coming an Easter event tomorrow. There's no news announcement for that yet. But we got with that patch 9 the executioner skin, where you can basically shoot chickens. And last time I tried to show this off on stream, the server crashed. So you want to try this again?
Do it.
Appearance.
Yeah, try it again. Try it.
That one. And then all the way down here.
I'm going to take care of a little bit of side business that I have for a guy.
Okay, that should work. And then switch. And then you can shoot. There you go. A marmot, a frog, and a bunny. Super cool.
Okay, yes. Which leads me back to another thing, Bogul. Do you think we're going to get guns in Albion?
Maybe steam power style energy guns? Maybe? I mean, we saw in the what was it? The trailer that we had a while back, something that looked like a huge gun thing, Avalonian gun thing. But I think that's just a crossbow. It looks weird. I think that's it. I'm going to say no.
Okay. Well, that's too bad, Bogul.
Why do we have? You don't have any other information that I'm not aware of, do you?
I mean, just that there's like 3 guns in the game now, and I keep saying that eventually, we're gonna have to do that steampunk stuff.
These are cosmetic, I think. I hope. See that one? That's just
cosmetically steamed energy.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes. Portal gun, Easter gun, what looks like a rail gun. Mishrin, we have a rail gun coming out. An Avalonian railgun. It looks like a crossbow, but it's got like those 3 rings of looks like magnetic pulsing goodness. Oh, I guess that's another thing we should bring up, because I don't think we brought it up last week. It's not in our notes, but it should be, because it happened last week. Mishrin won another contest.
True. We haven't showed that yet. Ooh, let me find this. No, not closing the other one.
And I keep pronouncing her name wrong. It's like Mishiren or something like that. I'm gonna eventually get it right. Yeah, but definitely show the picture of this, because they created a character drawing of her. Looks awesome.
Moon Source, which is Mishrin, won the Reddit meme contest, and as a prize, she got this hand drawn by the Albion team with that little skateboard dude. What's up on the side? With the curse staff and I think that's a cultist robe, and the character looks pretty neat.
It looks good. I like it. It's definitely
I want that definitely now.
Yeah, now you have to get some skills.
What? Like meme skills?
To win a contest. Like, like contest winning skills. Like, she's won 4 contests now, right? Isn't that what she's won? How many have you won, Bogul?
Shh. I'm not allowed to enter. I'm not allowed to enter these. That's what I'm going to say. How many have you won?
Yes, we will see. All right. Let's see. What else do we have for news from last week as we go through Wednesday? We had one more thing.
We did an interview.
Our interview.
Yeah.
And fishing improvements.
We talked about that.
Most important. Did we talk about the fishing improvements?
Yes, sir.
Are you sure we've gone over how important these fishing improvements were?
Super important. Yes.
They were super important. All right. So we did have an interview with our in-house hole expert, Exxon Fang. He came on to a new series we call Pretending to be an Expert with Shozen and Bogul, where he, an actual expert, explains to us something that we don't know anything about. And in this case, he explained to us wormholes. And not just regular wormholes, like in space. These are fake wormholes in somebody else's space, in Eve's space, and how they relate to what we read as could be the possibilities for the roads of Avalon. We had a pretty good interview with him. And I'm going to tell you, Bogul, after having just listened to Robin for a couple hours, I'm thinking people should go back and listen to that.
It was pretty close.
I mean, there's some key differences, some specific areas in which we were wrong. But I think it works out pretty good.
It does. It does, yeah.
Speaking else, something really good is that the Solidarity Response Fund, the WHO COVID-19 donation fund, where you can get a lovely staff and an absolutely amazing avatar ring, which I've got. Do you got that, Bogul? Do you got that avatar ring?
I have it on my gem. I can show it in a second. But that's still ongoing until April 30th. There we go, 30th. And 100% of that will go towards the, I like how you call it, WHO
WHO
fund. You can read about that here on the news. and then get that nice avatar as well.
Also, some additional information on that. Apparently, in the first day alone, they raised over $30,000.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah, that was something that we learned in our interview with Robin.
nice. And I mean, the end tally will be announced when it's over with, but the first day is pretty.
Yeah, I'm pretty impressed by the first day. We also have some other impressive totals we'll talk about a little bit later in the show. Tease.
Enough teasing.
What about Friday? What did we do on Friday? We had another interview, didn't we? We didn't just interview one person last week. We interviewed two.
If I'm not looking at my notes, I don't remember. Fox Tyrant and a Big Banana from One Punch Man. Ranked 16 in the leaderboards. I think sort of. Did we ever figure out what kind of guild they are? I mean, early time zone, right? 15 UTC-ish time zone, but sort of everybody from there mixed together. Chinese,
Yeah, it's
Korean, Southeast Asian. And we spoke to Fox Tyrant.
Dobby.
Dobby as well, yeah. We spoke to Fox Tyrant for a good 45 minutes, and I have to say, very charismatic, very friendly guys who are into ZVZ fighting a lot, and we saw them again on the field today, actually, I think. I mean, they got rolled, but we saw them.
They got rolled, but what?
We saw them. We
did see them.
It's probably late.
They were
for them, right? 18 UTC is probably
it's a little late. Yeah. So I thought I sent this to this guy. Hopefully I didn't send it to the wrong person. Oops.
What did you do?
I tried to send somebody a message about their winning gold code, and I'm hoping that he got it, and I didn't send it to somebody else. We will find out. Oops. Dun dun dun.
I wanted to link that interview so people can go listen to this. Copy. There you go. Nope, that's the COVID.
Do we have a link to the interview? No, we don't. We have to go back. Oh, there he goes. Good job. Yeah. Let's see. What else do we have? I guess so we could go into the top 10 and top 20 for a few moments before we go on. But I did want to, I've been hinting at this all day because I did want to release a little bit of information, Bogul, about the interview. Like there was one piece that, like, there's a lot of details that I think when you put them into a larger context, they're kind of cool. And when you hear them in the story, they're great. But there was one little detail that kind of stuck out. And it's not very little. It's kind of huge, actually. 500,000 players this month.
That's up from 350 just one January.
Yeah, and then we released another bit of data not that long ago that was over 400, and the most recent bit of data that we've been able to get is 500,000 players in a month for Albion Online, which would make it our best month, I believe.
I don't know about that, but everybody
it's pretty
is at
good.
home playing Albion, it seems. Huh?
Yeah.
Welcome.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of people are hanging out playing Albion. I wish it was under better circumstances, but I'm glad that if they're going to go and play a game, that the game that they're all playing is ours. So that's kind of awesome. I really am excited to be able to do something good for the people who are stuck at home and playing a game. If they're playing our game, they're probably having a good time, unless they're getting ganked by Elsa.
Yeah, welcome everybody. Again, if you're just tuning in, this is the AO Daily Show where we do almost daily content for Albion. We talk about news, gossip, guild relations, guild drama. We do a war report and other things here as well. We like that people send us stuff that we can declare as truth, especially if it's about guild drama.
I like guild drama.
how do we get into the drama then? Are we just going to
We just go right into it. You say, we were given drama by the GM of Legion Extranjera. Extranjera. Yeah. I'm always going to get that word wrong. Do you want to get into it? Yeah.
Yeah. But I actually closed that window. I found it.
Okay,
And
okay,
then bloop. I think he's trying to drum up some support. Apparently tonight at 0, there is the beginning of some sort of war from AGS versus EX, which I think is Extranjera. And they started to attack them a few days ago. They defended, but now I think he's. Why is he sending me this? Is he trying to say, "Listen, guys, this is going to happen. We need some public help on this," or is he? Because if you make battles public, right, then you're always trying to do something. I feel like.
I think what they're trying to do is stir up some salt.
Mm-hmm.
And what they're saying is, hey, you guys may have won part of the battle, but we took 2 of your territories. We're planning to take many more. And it's going to be an all-out back and forth slogfest from here on out. And I think it's more to get the members of both sides of this fight to participate and be involved, because most wars are for one thing, Bogul. A lot of people will say they're about personal beef, but they're really only about one thing: content. Keeping the average player in your guild happy and enjoying signing in for CTAs.
It's about the grand conquest of the world of Albion. It's about conquering the world, making it your a follower, making it yours, putting your flag into the ground, removing other weird people from the area and just being like, listen, this is mine, get out of here. I want my weird skull flag to be here as mine now. That's what it is, right? No?
No, I think it's about the fights. I think it's about queuing up every third hour and making sure that when you ride out for an hour that you get to fight for half an hour, not 2 minutes. It means that when you go out to one of your CTAs, you actually get content instead of a horse riding simulator. Now, there are going to be times where you're going to get that horse riding simulator and you're just going to be running back home because nobody showed up after you stood in place for 45 minutes. But that doesn't get somebody to show up again tomorrow. And that's a victory. If you go someplace and there's no enemy there and you just take a territory and you stand around for 45 minutes, yeah, it's a victory. But nobody wants to show up for that again tomorrow. But if you get a nice fight, even if you lose that fight, even if you die and you have a good time, like, that's content. You're showing up again for that CTA tomorrow. It doesn't matter that you won or lost. It's all about the time that you had on that adventure. And did you get that content? Because in the end, like, Bogul, I've had to interview members of the game who left and quit and said, no, I'm not playing anymore. And those people that I interviewed all won. Right. They were all winners.
What do you mean?
Yeah. I mean, they are all people who were at the top of the game and just couldn't get content because when they were winning, there just was no more content left. And so even though they controlled the map, had all the money, had all the victories, there was just nothing to do. So they got bored and stopped. But in the mid tiers, there was so much action. I was like, why don't you just quit your guild and join a guild that has fights? And I think they're coming back and playing in a guild that has fights under a different name.
I mean, that sort of leads us into the various wars that are ongoing. I mean, you mentioned it, the PoE/Blue Army thing that we had been following for a long time suddenly went to winter slumber again. I mean, do you want to just point out a few hotspots that we have? I mean,
Yeah,
other than the
absolutely.
very, very cold spot here at the center of the map. Why don't we start with the former PoE territory, ex-PoE? I see a lot of swords here.
Yeah,
Um,
so we have the Assassinitos here and their friends, the guys in Expo,
mhm.
kind of got. Now I don't know if they left or got kicked out. What exactly happened here? We've been trying to figure that out. Syndic sent out a statement saying that they were kicked, they were removed, they were done with the alliance. They are free game for everybody to go after, and that they had been replaced with Tea Party. And Tea Party moved all the way from the north, all the way down south, and are now participating as a full-on member of PoE. And yeah, they're doing work. And it seems like Poe needed it down south. I mean, they're fighting more against themselves and title than they are against other top tier alliances. Like I don't want to put a title into in surf into say they're not top tier, but they are a tier below like what you would consider PoE and Squawk. But Squawk seems to be mostly absent. Like they showed up on Invasion Day. They showed up the week before Invasion Day. We saw
Mhm.
the hand holding stop. We saw a lot of really good content. We saw a lot of back and forth fighting. But remember how I said there were like a bunch of players that just kind of all went away?
Hmm.
Well, a lot of them were in Squawk. And the ones who went away were the people who were driving the content. And without your content creators, without your shot callers, it's very hard to get CTAs to organized and
So,
get people to show up and fight.
I mean, that's something we sort of observe, but if we look at the season rankings, we
Mm-hmm.
see Sex with X on top with a
Mm-hmm.
very strong lead of almost 100k points. Second, we see Aggressor. Third, we see Black Order with a 3k points difference. The only three crystal guilds we have so far with 19 days left in the season. I mean, these guys must have been doing something to get there, no? It's in some activity, or is that just, we have the best
Early
stuff.
lead grabbed a hold of all the interior tiles. The people around them and them basically went into a hand holding situation early on. The
Hmm.
points snowballed, and between that and actually getting castles, which is what you'll see Sex with X doing and Aggressor doing and even Black Order doing, um, that and their territories that they control kind of snowballed. Now you have seen these three teams pretty active, just not active against
Each
uh,
other.
well, not just each other, but PoE on a consistent basis. Now,
Hmm.
you have seen Aggressor and Black Order fight it out for a little while, and that started some of the drama that you had because Aggressor brought in Hammer and Sickle, and then Hammer and Sickle joining up against another Squawk guild with Squawk, next to them, created enough internal drama that you saw Squawk uh, come out of its hiding hole, and Sux was sent back to the field of battle, and he had to rouse the troops, and they ended up fighting Poe for about 6 days until Invasion Day. There was another fight on Invasion Day, but since Invasion Day, it's been pretty quiet. I hear there's a
Hmm.
lot of internal drama going on inside of Squawk because they can't really find a good direction to go in. You keep seeing fighting between Shiro, Skuzkabel, even though they're in the same alliance now. They've created their own alliance. Why are you running, right? Um, so it's interesting to see what's going on there. But what it has resulted in is not a lot of fights between PoE and Squawk this week. Where we have seen fights is up north, where we saw Tea Party leave. Violets and Final Order, sorry,
Hmm.
Final Order have been going at it tooth and nail, and Final Order has called in every favor under the sun, as we have seen One Punch Man, Valiant, Talion, Target, Papa Waka Waka Sha. Who else was there, Bogle? I mean, everybody.
Uh-huh.
Moon Guards. Uh, so many different guilds were there today.
Zorn
We
showed
saw
up, Valor showed up. Yeah, a
we
bunch
saw
of.
seven different guilds at least today, and that's not just like 5 guides from a guild. I'm talking about 7 different major guilds showed up today to fight in the northern districts where Final Order is starting to take over what once was all Violets and Tea Party. So it's very interesting.
We have seen a little bit of back and forth, but do you think Final Order is winning this right now? Or do you think Violets is holding out there in the north? I mean,
this is a hard one because what you're seeing is on the field of battle that sometimes like Violets is winning the fight. So today was a mixed bag. It looked like Final Order because they had so many guys, so many different attacks coming from so many different directions and so many different guilds and alliances that they were able to beat Violets. But they had been Violets had been holding their own.
So is this like everybody sees Final Order putting down their hideout and is like, listen guys, this is our area, get the hell out of here. We don't want you here?
No, I think everybody was on the side of Final Order. That's what we were seeing, actually, was most of the teams were fighting with Final Order. And I don't know if it's a precursor to another empire being formed under Derek. He's very good at doing this. You should never count him out. But what he is doing is while he might lose a battle here and there, he is winning the tactical war. Like if you look at how much territory he has, he's actually won all of the objectives. So while he may lose a battle and, lose a lot of sets, he's keeping his opponent contained and occupied while he goes and gets the objectives. And that's what's really important here. And Derek understands that more than most. He's very good at getting the objectives in a PvP fight. We've seen him do this with towers in GVGs. Like he's knows the tower game and the point game very well, whereas other people will go after a kill. You'll see him turn around at just the right time and go get the caps. And so I think we're seeing a similar thing here where he's playing the map very, very well. And it's impressive. I'm really looking forward to seeing what happens over the next few weeks and how we see Season 9 round out. My one concern, though, is the size of the rental empire and how many people are still under the unknowable flag of PoE at this point. We don't know who's on their side and who's not. It's very hard to get accurate information. And after the most recent interaction I've seen with Duratine in our community, I'm not going to be going to him for any information. It's just not happening. Sorry, dude. Like you went and Sorabbed it. It's not going to happen. Yeah. Oh, yeah. He definitely stabbed her with a dagger.
2 more questions then. One, who do you think is going to make Crystal this season? We have just about 2 weeks to go.
I think the top 5 will get it.
Top 5? Lost Warren, 128. Rack, 104. Hammer and Sickle, 92.
See, those guys are going to have a hard time getting there.
You think?
I mean, we do have double points. We do have double points, which will make it easier for everybody. But, I got to say, it kind of depends on what we see from Squawk. Like, if they start fighting again and actually fight against the people below them, it will be very hard for anybody else to get it. I really don't think Rack is going to get it. I've heard mixed messaging, but it sounds like Rack is having some internal conflict. They're losing members to other guilds at the highest level, like their shot callers, their content creators. Those people are going away. And we've seen times where they should be ZVZing. Instead of participating in ZVZs, we've seen them participate in PvE. And that's not a good sign for how far they're going to move ahead in points. Now, Last Warn might do it because they have been very, very active. They have been involved in a lot. And if anybody outside of Squawk right now has a chance to do it with their current projection, it would be Last Warn. Maybe Final Order, because they're getting. Let's listen to why. We're going into double points, and now they have 2 things going for them. They have all that territory that they're now getting, and they're going to be getting a big chunk of points at the end of the season to go along with their Crystal League win. So say if they get another 80,000 points from Crystal League, right? Which that would be a lot. But when you look at the matches they have coming up, it's doable. If they get that and they get another 40,000 points in double points, there they go. Boom, Crystal. So they could jump this season towards the end of the season, and they're really active right now. And this is the most power that we've seen Final Order have as a ZVZ force this season. And their biggest nemesises are kind of like falling apart. So,
It stays interesting. I mean, the Squawk kind of stronghold on the top 5 was foreseeable. I feel like at the middle of the season almost at the beginning. And it's an interesting story to see who makes it from the other guilds. I mean, we have 2 weeks to go, 3 weeks. So.
Yep. And we do have 3 weeks, but it's about that time for us to move into the overtime portion of the show. Lupac is hanging out in chat now, so we're going to bring him in. I want to bring him in at least 5 minutes before Crystals, but I do want to go through the shout outs really quick. And could we put up a end screen on here for maybe about 30 seconds while I run another raffle, and we'll do the raffle stuff so that you can see where to break the show?
Wait, do we have any last words other than we'll do shoutouts next?
I don't think we have any.
I think we should say that we will be trying, I think, to get the interview out this week, right?
Oh, the Robin interview.
Yeah.
I think that's coming tomorrow.
Already?
Yeah, so it was a really long interview, guys. And I don't usually break up my interviews into 2 sections. But this one was an hour and 10 minutes long. And I could either throw it in tomorrow and really screw up my whole schedule, or I can break it into 2 and do a little bit of news beforehand, do the interview 2 days in a row. And since I don't think we're getting a patch this week,
I don't see any patch on the test server. I mean, we're supposed to get the Easter event tomorrow, right? So we have to talk about that.
We have to talk about that. Yeah. We have to talk about how you get eggs. And we're going to have the round table on Thursday, and we will have to talk about that
on Friday.
But I think we'll be talking mostly about that on Friday. So yeah, the next 2 days are going to be part 1 and part 2 of our interview with Robin Henkes, and it was very, very, very good. I mean, if I do say so myself, Bogul, it was. I don't think we have anything to edit except for the levels on the sound.
True. Tomorrow, 19 UTC is when we will first air this here on twitch.tv/Albion Online. And until then, we take a few seconds break, maybe 20, 30 seconds, switch a room, find the Lupac, and then get ready for our next show, which is the level 4 crystals that we will be showing here with some nice casting with the man himself, Lupac, in a bit.
Yeah, well, first I want to do the shout-outs, Bo.
Yes, but so
let's do that.
Let's say goodbye. Goodbye. Wave.
Yes, say goodbye. Goodbye, everyone.
And we'll be back just in a sec.